Hey guys, this is John Newton from Snap-on John 100, and today I'm out and I'm going to be looking for different sources of tinder. So this will be part of the fire building series. So I just thought I'd bring you along. It's middle of August, and so not much has died off, so it's not fall yet. So we'll be just looking for whatever we can find. So stay with me. Let's see what we got over here. The grapevine. Remember I said before that grapevine is a good secondary tinder. I don't care for it but maybe it can be processed down. But just this outer bark. So we'll collect some of that. I think I hear a little animal. Yeah, I do. I don't know what it is. I saw a small cat here the other night. Anyway, so what we'll do is we'll put this this is the dead bark from grapevine. So we'll save this in our bag. Okay. I'm in a deciduous forest right now, and it looks like it's a lot of hardwoods. I'm on a trail. I'm going to be going into fields too, because there's a lot of fluffy stuff in fields. Look at this. This is, I'm not sure if it's poplar or what it is, but see the underbark? The underbark's become one of my new favorites ever since I came back from, or went to Dave Canterbury's survival class, and it downpoured every single day I was there. And we were able to make fires by gathering the under bark of tulip poplar trees, or yellow poplar is the other name. So I'm going to collect some of this. There's some of it right there. So I'm just going to pick that up, and I'll just process it and dry it as I walk. What a gorgeous area I'm in. Couldn't have a more beautiful day. If anybody knows what that is making that noise, I thought it was like a raccoon or something, but I've never been able to see anything doing it. Here's somebody's shoes. Hope I'm not going to find some body down in this hole. But my morbid curiosities. And as I've said before, but some of you have never watched any of my videos, this area through here, these are sinkholes from a gypsum mine. So I'm standing on top of a gypsum mine, and this is where that caved in. It's hard to see any depth perception, but that's down there. I'm looking down in there. That's about 15 feet down or so. And over here, maybe you'll be able to tell with this one. This is one right here. As we come up on it, you'll be able to see the darkness that it's a hole. That's probably 10 feet. As you see the terrain, it's just where there's collapsed. There's places collapsed all over. And that's where the roof caved in the gypsum mine. That gypsum mine was there well over 100 years ago. So whoever lost these shoes, I'll keep an eye out for somebody and I'll ask them if they lost any shoes. Because I don't want to pick them up in case they thought they were ditching them there for later. Still in a pretty much hardwood. I think that wood back there was that I was getting the underbark from. I think that was yellow poplar, but not positive. Right there's a shagbark hickory, and to the right of it there's the shagbark, and right there in the center of the screen is a hop hornbeam. Super hardwood. Both of them are hardwood. The hop hornbeam is something that was used to make handles. Because it's so strong and hard, but it doesn't grow very big. Here's one right here. It's a member of the birch family. Hop hornbeam. It looks kind of, it's got sort of a fuzzy look to it. There's another one right there. I just thought I'd take you along for some of this, just walking and seeing what I'm seeing. It's just a gorgeous day. These are the days that you just thank the Lord that He created all this and allows you to be a part of it. Really makes you humble. Where this light is over the ridge, we're coming up on a stream. A fantastic trout stream. It's got a nice population of native fish, which is rare nowadays. It's just wonderful to have an area like this that I can walk around in. And down there is the stream. Right there's a really slow section, so it's hard to even tell it's water. Maybe I can zoom in and you can see down there. There you go. Now you can tell it's water. That's about 75 yards across here. Maybe farther, it's hard to tell, but I'm about, I'd say 100 feet up from the surface of the water right now. I've got to look up too because I might be lucky and find a bird's nest. More than likely I won't here in the woods, but when I'm out in the fields, especially if I'm like near hedgerows, a lot of times you'll find bird's nests in the bushes, and those are perfect for actually using as a bird's nest for primitive fires. Or saving, if you've got material with you, modern materials, you can save that. Like Dave always told us, make sure you have possum mentality, so you're looking and gathering things. You don't just walk around kind of with your eyes closed. You always have to think about your next fire. I gotta mention it, this is hawthorn. I hope you can see the thorns. It's not tender, but this is a hawthorn tree. You can tell by the leaves and distinctive thorns. It burns like there's no tomorrow. So it's not a tender, but it's a phenomenal source of tiny kindling. This stuff burns even when you're in a downpour or it's raining. You can gather a bunch of that, and it will really go up fast. So once again, hawthorn. The other clue is when you're looking for stuff like that, when you're gathering that, look for stuff that's hanging. This right here was caught. Oh, it's not. It looks like it was. A lot of times grapevines will catch and hold stuff. Yeah, this one right here is just hanging here because it's got a grapevine wrapped around it. But it's dead. Here's another one right there that fell out of a tree and it's been hanging there drying out. So that's a superb source of kindling. There's a big piece right there. So that's some fuel wood. That's another piece of hawthorn. Check this out. I wish I liked grapevine better. See it? And it's everywhere. This is my favorite, and I might be too close, but this is eastern white cedar. I think it is eastern white cedar or northern white cedar. Can't remember exactly. But the bark, oops, there you go. I was moving it around too much, I'm sorry. The bark of this, what you do is you scrape the bark with the back of your knife, and it creates this fluffy, hairy stuff. And it doesn't hurt the tree because you're just getting the very outside layer. Okay, so I'm going to collect some of that. Alright, these are stand of, get back a little bit. These are the cedars all along here. And their bark is phenomenal. And I learned that from my friend Mike Barton from Bushcraft Bartons. He's got a channel. He's from Canada. He's phenomenal. So if you haven't seen any of his videos, make sure you watch them. It's Bushcraft Bartons. I'm going to try to get some cedar from right there on this one. This one's been split off. This might make a good hearthboard too. I use this scraper that's got a carbide blade on it. if you can see, fluffing off. And I want to reiterate one more time that that doesn't damage the tree in any way, because the candium layer is the one that you don't want to stay away from. That's the inside underneath bark, and that bark is really thick, and I'm just like fluffing off the very outside scraping of it. Here's a little slice of heaven for you. It's looking more like I'm not going to be testing out my tinder. I'm just going to have to collect it and have a part 2 of this because of my chattering and getting engrossed in how beautiful it is out here. And it wouldn't be a video on tinder or fires if you didn't have punk wood. There's a source of punk wood right there. But that in itself is not, you need to char it for that to be real effective. And charring it, for those that don't know, you cook it without oxygen so that it can't be, it's not consumed. And here is the, what I thought was giant hogweed. And that guy was telling me that this is cow parsnip. I can't tell you because I don't know. But I think cow parsnip has similar effects. I'm not sure, but I think that's what he said. But look at this beauty. Now, I'll have to do, the only way I can do a fly fishing video is if my wife comes and videotapes me, because that's something, I've tried doing that. You can do it in a pond, but it doesn't turn out very well. Because I've already done those, and you're either seeing me casting or you're seeing me pulling a fish out or something, but you can't see everything. And that's the only problem with that. You need somebody to be back and manning a camera and zooming in and following your actions and stuff. So someday maybe we'll do one of those. That'll be fun. if I get an itch, I could do a whole fly fishing series. I want to practice. I haven't fly fished for a while, like a long while, like over a decade. Okay, I'm going to cut you guys off, and then I'll come back if I find some more tinder, or to sign off if it's starting to get dark enough that I'm going to have to quit. Alright, hang on. Here we go. See this stick right here? That's tinder. There's some more right there, so I'm going to gather that too. Hey gang, it's looking, let me see if I can get a place where you can see me. There, that's better. It's looking like it's going to be too dark, so I'm going to have a part 2 to this. But I did want to mention that the wood I found is, and I'll show it to you in a second, is basswood. And the way you can tell is just under the bark, it's got gray bark, and just underneath it is a brown, almost looks like netting. And then under that it's fibrous. But just underneath is like a brown netting, and poplar does not have that. Both of them are bone white underneath the bark. So when you find something like that, you want to just go ahead, if you can, just pick it up and carry it with you, because it burns like crazy, so you can use it for your fire, and you can strip the bark off and use that for tinder. So I'll show you this piece. Here's the piece I got in my hand, and I don't know if you can see it. Oh, there's the netting. See if we can focus in on it. No, not yet. Well, anyway, you just carry this with you. It doesn't weigh anything, and then you can use it for your fuel and for the kindling, both. And let's see if we can get some light here. There we go. Well, thank you for coming along with me. If you like this series, please like it, subscribe, and covet your comments. We all learn together, and I definitely am not an expert by any stretch. So if you guys have any great ideas, I'd love to hear them. And until we meet again, God bless. Hope you can see this. It's a bright red moon.